you guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Meghna and today I thought I would do the a red lip makeup tutorial for you guys. So let's get started. So first up, I'm just going to use this Pond's Super Light Gel. This Pond's one is quite similar to the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I found the texture and even the application and everything else to be quite similar. Even the wear was quite similar to the Neutrogena Hydro Boost, and plus the Pond's Super Light Gel is much cheaper. Next, I'm going in with the with moisturizing my lips with baby lips. This does not have any color, so it is this just a colorless lip balm. Make sure you wear a lip balm that has SPF in it, and this one has, I think, SPF 20. Next, I'm going in with color corrector, and I'm using the MAC Prep and Prime Peach Luster. I'm just going over the places where I need color correction, where I feel I need color correction, just to cancel out the darkness and nowhere else. If you have darker spots, then I would obviously recommend using an orange corrector and not a peach one, because the more darker the spots are, you need the stronger contrasting color. So as I said earlier, I'm just going over all the spots that I feel I need the correction. Next up, I'm going in with my MAC Prep and Prime just to dampen my beauty sponge. This is just a regular sponge. You don't really need a beauty blender or any of those branded sponges. Any makeup sponge will do the trick. So I'm just slightly going over the corrector and just blending it out. See that you don't blend it out too much, or don't take it far, like away from the dark spots, and end up making your whole face orange. So just lightly dab on the corrector wherever it is to set it in place. Otherwise the product is going to move and it's not going to look too good. Also make sure that you're not blending out too much, because you need that corrector, you need the intensity and the pigmentation of the corrector. You don't want it to blend out too much. Now I'm taking my Ben Nye Luxury Powder in the shade Banana, and lightly dusting the corrector in place. I'm just using a light fluffy brush, dusting off the excess and just going over the corrector, because if you don't, then I found that the corrector tends to mix with the concealer and the whole thing ends up looking orange. So I like to wait for a bit till the corrector is set, and then go over my banana powder. You can use any powder for that matter, any loose powder I mean. You can use a translucent powder as well. You don't have to use the same powder that I'm using. Next, I'm going to start applying my foundation, and for that I'm using the MAC Studio Face and Body Foundation, and I'm in the shade C7. I like this foundation. I actually love this foundation because it is very sheer and it has this satin sort of finish. I don't really like matte foundations because I tend to look quite cakey in that, like the makeup tends to look very cakey in that. As you can see, I'm just dotting down the foundation on my face. On my cheeks, the foundation will look a bit darker than the way it is looking on my forehead, and that is because my forehead is darker than my cheeks currently, because I've been staying indoors. I don't know, the tan from my forehead is not yet gone, so it's always better to go with the darker shade, I feel. So that's what I'm doing right now, just dotting it all over my face. I like to apply my foundation before my concealer, because then for the concealer I tend to apply like a lot less product, which then allows me to have a very seamless under eye sort of, and the under eye won't crease as much because you are using very less product. So now I'm just again using the other end of the beauty sponge that I had used earlier, just and dampening it up with my MAC Prep and Prime, and then I'm just going to go over the foundation. And I'm not rubbing it in, I'm just dabbing over it and blending it out evenly. Don't forget to get it down onto your neck as well, and also bring it up on your hairline as well, to avoid getting like a sharp line. Now I'm going to apply the concealer. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer, Pro HD Concealer, I guess it is, in the shade Fawn. I'm sorry I'm out of frame. I did not realize that I was out of frame, and because this is like the first time making a video like this. I will do this a lot, like I'll be getting out of the frame a lot. Please bear with me, I'll do better next time, I promise. So this is how I apply my concealer. I don't need much concealer when I'm using a corrector and a foundation. So this is what I do. Now I'm just taking a brush. I take any brush, okay? I don't just depend on a single brush which is called a concealer brush or a powder brush. I will use whatever brush I want, which whatever brush that I'm comfortable with. I will not go by their names. And I'm just taking this, I believe, is an eyeshadow brush, but it does well in concealing, in applying the concealer and blending it out, so I'm using that. I'm also going to go over my eyelid as well this time, because I will be applying an eyeshadow. So I'm just blending this out. It's a, you know, a very basic step. It's just, you just take your brush or whatever and you just blend it out. So this is what my face looks like after the corrector, foundation and concealing. Now I'm going in with a lighter shade of a concealer. This is in the shade Warm Honey, and I'm just going to highlight underneath my eyes and my forehead, my nose, my chin and my upper lips. I like to use this one because it is quite warm tone and it does the job of highlighting very well. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the shade Warm Honey. Now I'm going in with the same beauty sponge. I just took the other side, not the foundation side, and I'm just going to go over the highlighted areas and blend them out. You can see what a difference it has made. Like one eye has been highlighted, the other hasn't been highlighted, and it looks really nice. So I really like to do this, like go in with a natural shade of concealer and then go in with a lighter shade of concealer. You can see my face is all highlighted and it doesn't look like I've applied any makeup. That is what I like, that is what I love about this foundation. It's very sheer coverage and I'm packing in very light layers. Now I'm taking my banana powder again and dusting off the excess and going over the highlighted areas just to set it nicely. Next up, I'm using the Illegal concealer again, and this is in the shade Beautiful Bronze, and I'm using this to just contour my face, my cheekbones, my forehead, my nose, and a little bit underneath my lower lip, as well as my jawline. Now I'm just blending my contour with any fluffy sort of brush, but at the same time it needs to be dense. I like to blend the contour on my nose with my finger because it gives me better definition. Now I'm just taking my Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade number 30 medium deep. I'm just going to apply the loose powder all over my face. Next, I'm going in with my Wet n Wild Ultimate Eyebrow Kit in the shade Ash Brown. I'm just using the brush that comes with the kit. I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows starting at the bottom with a straight line and then making my way towards the top. I'm just using the darker shade from the kit this time. I'm done with one eyebrow and you can see that it is looking more defined than the other one, which is not done. So I'm going to move on to the next one. Now that I'm done with my brows, I'm going in with my Essence eyeshadow primer. I'm going to just apply it all over my lid and then I'm just going to blend it out. Next, I'm going in with my eyeshadow palette, which is the Makeup Revolution Soft X Extra Spice, and I'm going in with the shade Brownies. I'm just going to apply that shade all over my lid, leaving a little bit of a portion at the center and also into my crease. Next, I'm going in with this orangey shade called Sweet and Sour. I'm just going to use this shade as a transition color. I just realized that I forgot to highlight my brow bone, so I'm going to take the color every day and just go in over my brow bone to highlight my brows. My brow bone. Next, I'm going in with this bronzy shade called Dreams. And I'm just going to highlight the top of my brows right there, as you can see, just to give it a more shine. Next, I'm taking my LA Colors bronzer and I'm just going to go in and just bronze my face quickly. Now from the same eyeshadow palette, I'm going in with the shades Sweet and Sour and 21 and using it as a blush. Next, I'm taking the Milani eyeshadow in the shade Bella Gold and applying it on the center of my lids. I'm just going to use my fingers to apply this eyeshadow. Next step, I'm going to use my curler and curl my eyelashes, and then I'm going to use my mascara. And the mascara I'm using is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, and you can see what a difference that makes. Next, I'm using my Rimmel waterproof eye definer to define my waterline, and I'm using the shade Nude. And I'm going to use the same eyeliner in the shade Rich Brown on my lower lash line. Next, I'm going to curl my lashes again and apply my Lash Paradise mascara. Next, I'm taking my Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlighter, and as you can see, it's like completely broken. My son just flung it across the room and broke it. I'm using this highlighter to just highlight the inner corners of my eyes. Next, I'm just going to spray my face with the MAC Prep and Prime and go over the same foundation side of the makeup sponge over my makeup. I like doing this step because I feel this step brings everything together. I'm using the same sponge to also highlight my cheekbones with my Laura Geller highlighter. You can definitely use another brush or another sponge for this step. For the eyeliner, I'm going in with the Inside Cosmetics Liner Express in the shade Black. I think it's called Blackest Black, and I'm going in for a slightly winged sort of shape. Next, I'm using this Glow lip liner to just line my lips. Now for the last step that I know you all have been waiting for, I'm going to apply the red lip. And for that, I've chosen the Lime Crime Velveteen's liquid lipstick in the shade Feelings. This is hands down one of my favorite red lipsticks. And now for the final look. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Do let me know if you all liked it as well, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.